Hi, good morning. Mrs. Miller here. I would like to start a lesson with you that is an English lesson. This lesson will review a video that I made last week about sound poetry. This is a video that you can find on my YouTube link. It gives you a full explanation of the pieces that are inside of a sound poetry. And I'm just going to review for you right here. The first thing is alliteration. Alliteration is when words repeat in order with the same beginning sound. Next, we have what is an onomatopoeia. I was thinking that this would be your favorite type of example in a sound poem because they are words that sound like they mean and are often the words that show up in like comic books. And the last piece that goes in a sound poem would be a rhyme. And understanding rhyme is something that I've said before, and I'll say it again, has been exposed and has been practiced so many times in your life on cat, bat, hat. So all of these things are just understanding what goes in a sound poem. So today your task is to use your English papers and write a sound poem. So I'm going to give you an example of a sound poem today that I've created. This is actually only half of a poem because we will have to add some more pieces to this. So when we are looking at writing a poem, I always usually like to start backwards. So let me show you that this is one stanza of my poem. All of these, I'll give them a good underline so you can see that all of these 5 lines go together. They're grouped together on purpose. I will add a second stanza with 5 lines. So then my poem eventually will have a total of 10 lines to stanzas. Okay, so this is my poem. This is the progress of the poem. I want to show you what you need to include in your poem. So this is called a writing rubric. These are just the things that you need to include. And I'll start showing you how my poem matches these things. So it has to have a title and a topic. When we are working on our English pages, all of the pages will walk you through writing your own sound poetry example. Mine today has a title called Pizza. That is actually also the topic because the topic is about the experience of sitting down or the experience of dinner time or a meal time and eating pizza. So that's my topic. I would like to let you know that you are not allowed to take my topic. That's always something. Please try to stay away from the food world unless you are just not thinking of any other ideas. So then my poem needs to have 2 examples of an alliteration. My poem also needs to have 2 examples of an onomatopoeia and 2 examples of rhyme. So my poem is still in construction. It's not yet complete. So I was making sure I had 1 example of each that I will show you in this poem. So let's read it. Let's find the onomatopoeia, the rhyme, and the alliteration. The poem is titled Pizza. Square box on the table. Sweet sugary soda is next to the prize. Cheesy smells are in the air. Kids grab a slice with a smile of surprise. Chomp, crunch, munch. So I have highlighted these pieces for you. What you see first is alliteration, highlighted in yellow. Sweet sugary soda. So these are all 3 words that have the beginning sound of S. So that matches together. All of them in a row equal alliteration. The second I have highlighted in blue is rhyme, prize, surprise. That is 2 words that do rhyme together. They're spelled a little different. I am going to try to continue rhyming with these words in my second stanza. I was also thinking of the words rise, arise, things that would be the same as an eyes sound. And the last one, my onomatopoeia, is in a purple highlight, chomp, crunch, munch. So that's the experience and the sounds of eating the pizza, what the pizza sounds like while you're eating it. So I'm pretty pleased that I have those 3 examples. I have 5 lines. I'm going to repeat these 5 lines. I'm going to try to add alliteration, rhyme, and onomatopoeia, maybe even in the same spot, so that I have a like two examples of each of those pieces: the alliteration, onomatopoeia, and rhyme. But I'm just not feeling some of the words here, so I'm going to show you what it's like to take my ideas and add some examples or more descriptive words or ways that I can change just some of the words that my brain first picked, so I can describe more. So I'm going to take my first sentence, and I'm going to take away the square box. I'm going to say just say a white square box. So I am just kind of adding this. I'll show you everything I changed in green. So I just want to describe this box, a white, maybe because I have 2 describing, I need to say a white and square box on the table. Sweet sugary soda is next to the prize. I don't really like this phrase, is next to the prize, so I'm just going to say sweet sugary soda sits close to the prize. And if you notice, when I have the word sit, it actually is going to continue the alliteration of sweet sugary soda sits. So that alliteration now has 4 examples instead of 3. The next line I have, cheesy smells are in the air. I think that we could describe what that's like, especially if I have an experience of smell being all around me when I'm close to that smelly food. So I'm going to say cheesy smells float through the air, because it just gives the reader a better description that the smell of the pizza is all around. Kids grab a slice with a smile of surprise. I don't really feel like anything needs to get fixed there. I like that, how it sounds and says what it says. Chomp, crunch, munch. I think that is fine as well. So the hard part I have happening right now is that I have been actually trying to write this second stanza for a little while, and I feel like I came to an end spot with the experience of the pizza. So I'm really trying to transition and move forward of what I can do if we're talking about the pizza, what else happens when you eat pizza. So I'm going to continue thinking about how I can finish this poem with one more example of alliteration, one more example of onomatopoeia, one more example of rhyme. But I think I'm going to end this video here and maybe surprise you guys with what the last portion of this poem is like. So please know that today, as you go through your English assignment as directed on our paper, our assignment paper, you will have to watch this video. You will have to review all of the worksheets for chapter 12. I put all of these right here just because the next papers are all about how you write a sound poem and what the process is like. Page 215 is this lesson, so you can skip that page. It's just about sharing a writing experience. So you work with me, you listen to my thought process about my poem. Page 216 to 221 is asking you to work through each step of the poem writing process. And I'm going to ask that all pieces of these pages are given attention. You may take that at your own pace today and tomorrow, because this poem will be due on Wednesday. So I'm going to write that in there, poem due on Wednesday. So on the end of our e-learning day for Wednesday, I am looking for a sound poem to be turned in. So really, I do want you to work on that poem today, Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. the day that it's due, you have time to work. So please don't feel like you need to sit down right now and decide all of your words for your poem, your final copy. This poem should not just be written in one complete setting and saying, I'm done. Let's go back to my poem. Remember how I added and changed some of those words. So maybe today you get a good idea for your topic. Maybe you think of things you want to include, the sounds of your words. That takes you through pages 216 and 217. Then it's going to ask you to write a rough draft. Then it's going to ask you to take and change some of the words that you've used to make it even more describing, more exciting, using words that are interesting. So that's what I did with the green, as I have that highlighted right there. So what I really want you to pay attention to is what you can do to help yourself work on this sound poetry. You might want to take pages 216 and 217 and do them today. Maybe 218 and 219 on a Tuesday. Maybe 220 and 221 on Wednesday. It is your choice. However, I need to see that poem on Wednesday. It actually just says right here, by Wednesday, you must share a sound poetry poem with me. Something that you are allowed to do is it can be a hard copy. A publishing page has been provided for you with your English pages, or you could type your work in a Google Docs. It's up to you. It also tells you about this rubric. I already showed you some of them. Some of the last things to include in the rubric is that you have interesting words. I went back and added more interesting words. There's punctuation marks, there's letters, capital, and words are spelled correctly. So I am working through making sure all of these things are in my poem. My poem is not done. I don't expect anybody to have a finished poem given to me on this Monday. If you did, I probably would actually give it back to you and say, please work on it more so that you can have a full experience of writing, changing, revising, editing a poem to make it even better. So I'm going to say this is where I will end the video. Again, this is my example of my sound poem. I want you to be able to experience this. I hope this was helpful for you. I will continue to write this poem and give you the final copy. If you have any questions about the pages and the processes of writing this poem, or how you write it, or where you write it, please let me know. You can always text, call, leave a comment in a video, anything. I check all of the pieces of how you can contact me, email, Google Classroom. I'm constantly checking to see if you need me. So please don't sit with a question. Ask your question to me right away. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you all hopefully soon. I miss you so much, but I look forward to our Zoom meetings coming up. Have a great day. Bye.